Hello, everybody. I just wanted to make this little thing because it was on my mind. Um, okay, so this election has brought out like the absolute worst in like everyone. Um, like I feel that anybody that at this point identifies as a Republican or Democrat, like they're the worst people that they can be right now, and that includes me. Like I'm like super open-minded, and I love that people have different opinions. I love to hear different opinions, to open my mind to a broader view. But not everyone feels that way, and both sides have been pushed so far that I don't know. And I love politics. I have since I was in fourth grade. I won't tell you how long ago that was because, yeah, but it was a long time ago, and I've just always really enjoyed politics. So I follow it. You know, I have forever. It's so much fun for me. It's like my favorite time is the presidential election time. I love it. I watch all the debates. I, follow the campaigns. And I don't vote for parties. I vote for candidates. You know, with the hopes that they mean what they say, because everyone knows politicians lie, say whatever it is to get elected, blah 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 blah. It's a business, right? But I would hope that, whatever they're saying they're going to do, or their values or whatever, that they're being honest. And I can just hope that they're being honest, and then vote according to what I think and feel. So after following politics all these years, there's been some years, this is the nastiest election I have seen. People have turned into, like I was saying, the worst version of themselves, and I don't think it's like no one's fault, because it's everyone's fault. People aren't. I don't think people are naturally monstrous, but I think that if you feel attacked or wronged, then that's when people's claws come out. And I just feel that both sides, well, okay, so all of that, right, to say this. For the first time ever, not only have I identified with a party, not saying I'll always be that, but not only have I identified with a party, but I cannot understand or wrap my brain around the viewpoints of the opposing party. I can't. And I am not happy to say that. Because I can honestly see, like, almost every point of view. It doesn't mean I agree with it by any means. But I can usually see, oh, okay, I can see how they would get that. I can see how they would think that. Not now. And if you guys think that all this craziness started with George Floyd, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. And I'm sure it's been pissing people off, but it's the truth. I saw what happened to George Floyd. I watched the entire thing. I hate injustice. So it was very hard for me. Very hard for me. And what happened was wrong. I don't care. You know, people are like, oh, well, he was a criminal. He was like, I don't care. Like, he was a person. He was a person who was murdered on TV by people that's supposed to protect him. But that's not where this started, you guys. I have news for you. It's not, whether you'd like to hear that or not. This is not where it started. Literally 3 years ago. Literally. I met this person, and it's weird because it's one of the sweetest people you would ever meet. Like, so sweet, so, just laid back, fun-loving, you know? And they told me then to be careful, to get weapons if I could, because things were fixing to pop off. They told me about burning buildings. They told me about riots. They said because the group, they couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't take it anymore. This was literally 3 years before George Floyd, you guys. I feel like the George Floyd thing was just an action to get the American people on board with the agenda. It is. I don't care what you believe about 9/11, okay? I don't care if you think Osama bin Laden did it from a cave. I don't care if you think the Bush administration did it. I don't care. Your opinion isn't my business. If you want to give it to me, awesome. But it's not my business, and I don't judge, so. What I will say, though, is that it is America's MO, our MO, to throw false flags when we want to go to war for whatever reason. You can look back throughout all our history and see this replayed over and over and over again. And I wish people would start learning their history more. It's true, history repeats itself, but why? Because people don't take the time to know what their history is. Of course, it's going to repeat itself. Excuse me. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a rant or a tangent or anything. But I feel that that's pretty kind of what George Floyd was. They were trying to incite a war, and with an injustice like that, it can be done. So, anyway, know your history, you know, like, it's really weird, you know, if we wanted to go to war for whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever reason, whatever. But the American people don't want to do it. We don't support it, right? Because why would we want to send our soldiers to die? And I mean, it's just... But if something happens where the American people feel attacked, then we're on board. That's why our government throws so many false flags out there, trying to get us on board with it. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because I'm not trying to find hate, you know, and I don't need people to be like, oh, you're wrong. Not looking for that. So anyway, this is why I'm so frustrated, okay? Because people it seems, take the time to explain themselves, why they feel the way they do, why they think the way they do. Everyone just wants to hate each other. Everyone says Donald Trump is the worst president. He's tearing this country apart. But if I ask them what they mean, they can't tell me. And I'm talking about over and over and over again. Just like some people say, he's the best president we've ever had. And I say, oh, really? Well, why do you feel that way? They can't tell me. They can't. Just a bunch of opinions flying around for no reasons. It's crazy. And it's crazy. So anyway, for the first time ever, I've identified with the party for now, and that is the Republican Party. I am looking for somebody that watches this, that reads some of my posts, that whatever. I'm inviting somebody into an honest conversation, so maybe I can understand differently, or see things a little differently, or think a thought that is not wouldn't come from me myself. Because it looks like Joe Biden might be our president. Like, I don't know what's going on. The Democrats say there's no evidence of fraud. The Republicans are testifying that there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of statements and affidavits and fraud in every state and blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't, like, I was like, are people really voting for Biden? Like, seriously? Like, he can't even. I thought it was funny. I was like, there's no way he stands a chance. That's what I thought. And then I was like, so most Americans feel like these ideas are the ideas that we should move forward with? That really, like, drove me crazy, because we're a beautiful country. We're not perfect at all, but we're beautiful. And these people, these Democrats, sorry, mostly, yes, I believe all Democrats, are looting, rioting, and burning down our cities, tearing down our statues, destroying our history. I don't care if you don't like America. You can tear down whatever you want. It doesn't change what's really happened. It doesn't change the past at all. But anyway, I thought, wow, people must really look at things differently than I do. But then I heard all these testimonies or whatever of, like, them, ballots in the middle of the night, and shipping here and running there, and from New York down to Pennsylvania, and just goes on and on and on. Like, video of people, like, kicking the people out, then counting more votes. Like, it is crazy what's happening. It's crazy. And you don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican to see that. You don't. You don't need a college degree to see that the world is losing its fucking mind, okay? So, anyway, I've put multiple posts out there. I've made little videos. This is the first time I've gone live about it. But I'm looking for somebody that has opposing views than me, that's willing to have an open and honest conversation about some of the stuff going on around us. Because I need to have that conversation, especially if Joe Biden's going to be our president. I need someone to explain to me how these things that I'm fixing to say go together. And like I said, I could be misled. I mean, I may have been misled. I may not understand. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. And that's why I'm asking for help. Somebody that's willing to be honest and not get all butthurt because we don't agree. So, just right off the top of my head, right? What are some of the things that are being pushed? No cash bail. Okay? There's one. Which, okay, people say, well, it's not a crime to be, La la la. Hold on a second. Let's see here. That's weird. Anyway. Okay, so, no cash bail. So people, I can kind of see, like, where people think that might be a good idea. They say, well, it's not a crime to be poor, and people are sitting in jail because they can't afford to, to bail themselves out. Yeah, that's awful. It is. And prisons for profit or whatever, it shouldn't be a thing. But you're not sitting in jail because you can't afford to bail yourself out. You're sitting in jail because you committed a crime. That's why you're in jail. You committed a crime. So, taking away bail is, to me, the way I see it, okay, is basically just making it to where you commit a crime, you get booked, you walked out. You commit a crime, you get booked, you walk out. What is the deterrent? What is the worry from committing a crime? I mean, what is it? Like, not jail time, not really. Not a fine, not really. So, what exactly is that? Now, it's interesting because you couple that with defunding the police. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, what? And you would be shocked at the kind of life that I have led. I'm a very colorful person. To this day, I don't like cops. I do not like cops. I just fucking, my heart, But, who is the first person you call when you're in danger? Or someone's done you, like, horribly criminally wrong? The police. I understand that there are bad cops out there. There are bad people out there, period. That's why there's bad and good in every group. What is going on here? Anyway.